Should you upgrade to the Pixel 10 Pro or not? That's what I'm here to answer. So I spent my first week with the Pixel 10 Pro and I am finding myself asking, is this really worth it for someone to upgrade to? Now, when saying, is there a reason to upgrade after a week with it, I will say if you have a 7 Pro or an 8 Pro, I think this is definitely gonna be a good upgrade for you. But when looking at it compared to the 9 Pro to the 10 Pro, there's 6 reasons, and I don't think any of them really mean a lot to most users. So the first one, and I would say the biggest upgrade, is actually the Pixel Snap. Just having the ability to have not just a case with it, but to be able to attach accessories to your Pixel 10 Pro is nice. The fact that you can have a plethora of accessories with Qi 2 and overall just any kind of MagSafe accessory is really saying something. And I think that is a big reason to upgrade if you want to use it without a case, or if you actually just also want the ability to charge faster wirelessly. That's a big reason. And see, that's actually another point where the first reason goes into the second reason, because Pixel Snap also allows for Qi 2 faster wireless charging. And here's the thing, this is a standard wireless charging across the board. So everyone is supporting it now with most modern day wireless chargers. So for that reason, it's not proprietary like some Chinese brands and other brands we've seen do this same thing. So I will say, because of that, it is really noticeable that you have a 25-watt wireless charge versus a 12-watt wireless charge between generations. That is noticeable. And as one that loves wireless charging, I really appreciate that. So for me, that's been one of the biggest things of why I would recommend the Pixel 10 Pro over the 9 Pro. And for the third thing, it was supposed to be the biggest thing about this phone. And while you could give it the excuse, oh, well, it's early days, my thought is it actually was released early. My guess is that someone in a room said, hey, we need to get this out before October. Let's get it out in August so it beats the Apple launch, and that way we're head on first in doing it. No one told R&D about it because they needed those 2 extra months to make this processor work better. Yes, the processor, the Tensor G5 processor, was supposed to be the biggest thing about this one, hugest improvement. Here's the thing, I don't really notice that much of a difference between the 9 and the 10 Pro. In actuality, from what I've seen from some test results, there's been very minimal difference. And I think that's in all depending on how you use it. Yes, if you are a gamer, then, well, you shouldn't get a Pixel to begin with because the GPU isn't that much of an upgrade. The CPU is, but the GPU isn't that much of an upgrade, and a lot of Qualcomm processors out there are still gonna beat it, even if they're 2 years old at this point. So when it comes to the processor, I didn't have a problem with the 9 Pro, so I don't see that much of a difference with the 10 Pro. I think if you are benchmarking and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, then it might matter more to you. But even in the processing, I don't see that much of a difference, and that was supposed to be the big difference, the NPU difference. Maybe it just needs further optimization, but again, you can't give a pass when it's over a week released, and it's still not much of a difference in the processing of it. So for that reason said, this one could be a difference 2 months on the line when it was supposed to probably come out. But as of right now, this processor is not helping you upgrade from the 9 Pro to the 10 Pro. Now the next 2 are slight bumps up, and that is the battery is now 5200 milliamp versus 5060 from last year. The other feature is that it is brighter, not by much, about 200 nits brighter. So instead of 3100, 3300 in terms of peak brightness. For that, yeah, we always want to see brighter. I would have preferred anti-reflective at this point, but definitely happy to see it brighter and slight bump up in battery. I will say the Pixel 10 Pro has been really good when it comes to battery life, and maybe that's coming from other phones that weren't as good with battery, but I have been very happy with the Pixel 10 Pro with battery life, more noticeably than the performance difference between possibly the processors. So although the milliamps haven't changed a lot, I think the processor has helped when it comes to battery life a lot more than my last Pixel. And then the final one to close it off is the 256 gigs of storage starting off instead of 128. You have to keep that in mind when taking a look at these 2 prices, because although it is a price difference, you also got more storage. So for that reason, I would kind of balance it out. And I think a lot more people would appreciate more storage. I know I'm definitely at a point, because I take so many photos with my Pixel, that I definitely appreciate the bump up in storage. So where does that leave us? Would I recommend going from the Pixel 9 Pro to the Pixel 10 Pro? Both XL variants are the ones I have, but would I recommend it in general at all? Honestly, I would say no. I can recommend it just because at this point, when I'm recording it, which is again a week after release, there's not much of a difference. There really isn't that much of a difference for you to go, because most of the upgrades that I didn't talk about is because this one's going to get in software upgrades. So I would say take the bigger discount probably right now, get the Pixel 9 Pro, and I think it's going to be a much better off price. And you can even get the bigger storage for a way cheaper price than the 10 Pro would be. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I will check this out at the end of the year again to see if it has changed my mind. But right now, it's not worth the upgrade from the 9 Pro. Again, if you have an 8 Pro, 7 Pro, definitely more of an upgrade and more worth it. But as a Pixel 10 Pro compared to the 9 Pro, don't upgrade it. If you do have an older phone, take a look at the 9 Pro if you want that Pixel camera quality, which I will say, I use the Pixel for almost all of my thumbnails on my channel. At least over 50% are shot by a Pixel. So yeah, I always believe in the camera, love the camera. There's just not much of a difference between these two cameras. Thank you so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Also, follow me on social media at YouTube Tech Guy. And check out some more great tech videos on your screen right now.